Jared Kushner's new book. I recommend you buy I'm Not Buying Your Stupid Book, Stephanie Miller Show t-shirt at stephaniemiller.com. But Jared's book, I love this. CNN anchor Chris Wallace revealed that Mick Mulvaney, they talked about what they talked about in the green room at CNN, which I don't think you're supposed to do. But anyway, he said Mulvaney called BS on a pair of anecdotes from Kushner's book, one alleging that John Kelly shoved Ivanka after a contentious meeting, and another about Kushner revealing a cancer diagnosis. He said in the book, Kushner claims he told Mulvaney he had thyroid cancer. Mulvaney said, he never told me that. I have no recollection of it, and if he had, I would have remembered it. So, they're all such liars. It's hard to know who to believe, right?
Yeah. In that case, I'm just hearing about this now, but I'm going with Mick Mulvaney because, I do know Jared and Ivanka, right? And I know how conniving they are and how manipulative they are of their public image and everything. That book would have been filtered through a PR person that was trying to rehab his image, and the cancer thing would have been a sympathetic thing to put in there. And say he did have cancer, he was getting the best treatment in the world. He made $640 million while serving in the White House, right? At the same time, his father-in-law was trying to take away health care from everyday Americans, right? So to think that he would think that would somehow make it look good is typical Jared taking advice from somebody who's charging him too much an hour. The Ivanka thing is definitely BS, because Ivanka is not the type of person who would take that shove and just be a shrinking violet and walk away. She would have had John Kelly dismembered, if he had done that. Do you know what I'm saying? You would have heard about it at the time. I guarantee you. And Trump would have heard about it.
And Jared would have made $2 billion off someone that would have done it. But okay,
exactly.
Hey, let's not. What you said of all the people in that circle, you said Jared creeped you out the most.
Creepy, 100%. He had the air of a serial killer back then. I say that joking, but his nickname was, we nicknamed him after a famous serial killer. He just creeped people out. And when I first met them, they were dating. They broke up, right? Because Jared didn't want anything to do with that family. They're disgusting. Trump would call him the Jew. Is the Jew here yet?
Oh, God.
He was like, I'm out of here. They broke up. Right? Then Wendy Dang Murdoch, Putin's ex-girlfriend and Rupert Murdoch's ex-wife, took Ivanka out on a cruise, right? Somewhere off the coast of Turkey in a summer and said, no, you and Jared need to get back together. You're the next big power couple. So the next season I was back on the show, they were all of a sudden engaged and married.
Wow.
Right? And their wedding was a disaster at Bedminster. But anyway, and that's personal. I guess I won't get into it, but somebody got carried out of that wedding, and it wasn't the groom. I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
Had a few too many. But anyway, here's what I tell people. Trump wants music to play when he walks into the room. He wants to get high and he wants to hit on women, right? He's a narcissist who wants an immediate thing to fill that hole inside of his soul. Jared doesn't have a soul, and he's playing the long game. And Ivanka is right there with him. And that's what's scary, is they see how every moment can benefit them. I guarantee you that Jared had that idea about the $2 billion, payout from the KSA Sovereign Wealth Fund for his hedge fund when he left the White House. Because the first thing they did when they went to the White House was make the first foreign trip to Saudi Arabia, right? And KSA was prepped onto how to deal with Trump. They gave him the orb ceremony. They gave him the sword dance.
Yeah.
They had his picture on the side of a building 500 feet long when he left the airport. That would have all been advanced on behalf of Kushner to say, my father-in-law is coming. Here's how you own him. Here's how you appeal to him, and then we can do whatever we want for the next 4 years, cutting side deals. So that's the danger, because in the midst of all that is American foreign policy. Yeah. Right? And you're not dealing with a benign force in Saudi Arabia, right? You're dealing with people that behead their own citizens. Yeah. So it's
the other big bag of rats thing in Jared's book is he says he was at war with Steve Bannon, and Steve Bannon said at one point, "I will break you in half. Don't with me." It's just, they're all so awful. It's hard to pick a winner, right?
Yeah. They're all just so awful. That's, you couldn't say it any better. They're all just horrible, horrible people. It's like that final meeting they had on January 5th or whatever they talked about in the hearings, where they're all shouting each other down in the Oval Office, and you had the lady in the leopard skin thing with the Diet Dr. Pepper, and Rudy's calling people the P word. It's just, it's insane that's how our government was operating.
And this is what we should chill you to the bone. in terms of getting out to vote. Peter Navarro floats dream cabinet for possible second Trump term, which includes, wait for it, Jeanine Pirro as Attorney General.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
I don't, at that point, his entire cabinet will be drunk all the time. Rudy will be in there somewhere. We'll all be drunk because, I mean,
Because we can't take it.
no, exactly.
I'll be in Ireland or something. Like, I'm out of here.
No, how do we follow you and worship you live and in podcast form?
Thank you so much. It's noelcasler.com is my website. You can find me on Twitter at Noel Casler Comedy. And this Wednesday, I'm going to be at the Music Room in West Yarmouth, Massachusetts, Cape Cod.